Welcome back to the garage. Today on this very cold winter day, I have a 22-year-old General Motors vehicle that is in need of a new wheel hub. And I'm going to be trying out a new tool, get that old hub out. So let's check it out after the intro. Alright, so I got this tool from the fine folks at JY Performance. I've gone ahead and cracked the box open just to see what we got in here. So what this essentially is I don't know that if I can say what the original tool is called for copyright reasons. It was the original is called a hub buster. So this is essentially a hub buster. All the pertinent info will be down in the description. Wow, I should have maybe unpackaged this. Oh man. So here we go. Wow, this sucker's heavy. Woo, look at that. Look at that bad boy. So essentially what we're gonna do with this sucker, we're gonna take the wheel off and the rotor, and we're gonna bolt this right to the bearing, and then we're gonna smash on that pad with a sledgehammer. Ooh, this thing's got some heft to it, man. Whew. Do a workout with that thing. So it came with a bag of different bolts. They're all labeled. I think for this car, what I'm gonna do, I'm not even gonna bother with these. I'm just gonna I might take some washers out of here, but I'm gonna take the two of the original lug nuts and attach them. So on this car, this is a General Motors. Pretty much any GM front wheel drive car is gonna be like this. You're gonna want to take the axle nut out. And on this car, it's a 34 millimeter. If you don't have an impact wrench, I would suggest you leave the car on the ground, pop this cap, and then back the thing out with a breaker bar. I have an impact, so I already have it in the air and on jack stands. And if this thing, if your wheels start turning, have somebody go hit the brake pedal so you can get some, leverage on there. So this car, axle nut has to come out, and then there's 3 bolts in the back that retain it. Not that I necessarily need to show that, since your car might be different, but you can see this GM wheel hub has 3 bolts that go in the back. So I'm just gonna skip ahead, get that all taken care of, and then we'll show you this tool in action. So, this bearing's been replaced before, because as soon as I took the bolts out, the thing just came right out. So, fortunately, I'm doing both front wheel hubs. I'm gonna go take the other side apart. You can see here that I took the brake off, 3 bolts retaining the hub. I pounded in the axle. I disconnected the ABS wire. Yeah. So without any effort, this thing just came right out. So not good for my little demonstration here. I'm hoping the other side is rusted on there I hope the other side's original, let's just say. So I'm gonna go take that side apart. One way or another, I'm gonna demonstrate this tool. Alright, so I think this side is much more crusty than the other one. I went through the bag here, and this car takes M12 by 1.5. They got a nice little knurled edge on there, but I don't know. I grabbed a couple of old lug nuts I don't care about. I think I'm gonna grab some of the washers out of this one, and I'm gonna affix this with lug nuts. And you want to make sure your two are level like that, because we're gonna want to put this thing on. I think now, you know what? How are we gonna put this on? I never thought that through. Maybe we need to go like this on the bottom. I think that makes more sense. I suppose you could go on the top like this too. That even works. Yeah. I think that'll work. Have it at the top like this. There's ample. We have a spot to beat there and here. I think, yeah, we got enough thread engagement on there. All right, I'm gonna set the tripod back up and we'll hook this thing up. So I grabbed a couple of washers out of the 5/8 18. I'm gonna, ooh, this thing is heavy. So these lug nuts should center on these washers. They should. Yeah, a little rough because I got some anti-seize on here. But I'm just gonna go ahead and full send this sucker. Whoa. I think I cross-threaded that one. Well, I think I did. I cross-threaded that one. What is going on? Got that one on. Nice. This one's cross-threaded. Oh, great. Not like it matters anyway. Alright, I think we're on. Oh, we're on real good. Okay, I gotta try and get my socket off of here now. I totally messed that up. There, okay. Alright, well, I'm gonna give it a few. Should I just do it now? Look at that. Yeah, she's coming loose. Couple whacks with that thing. So let's see here. Oh, wow. Let's get the camera in on this thing. Dang, busted her clean loose. I just took a couple little sissy whacks with this thing. I was thinking I was gonna need a big sledgehammer, but literally like 2 whacks with my little sledge busted her loose. All right. Dang. So I guess what I read from the reviews was correct. You're gonna want to use actual lug nuts and not the. They were complaining that these things were wimpy. So, you know, I cross-threaded the one. I really don't care because this bearing's going. So yeah. Let's get a look at that. Just made short work of this thing. Oh, maybe we should get the light out of here. Now I'll see if my cross-threaded lug nut is going to come off. Like I said, I got an old one. I didn't take one that I'm actually using on this car currently. Oh, it comes right off. Look at this thing. Powder coated. I think this is powder coated. Good and heavy. I don't have a scale to weigh this thing, but a couple little whale marks on there. Oof, man. Yeah, ringing endorsement from me. So I think I'm gonna save these lug nuts. Got little ridges on them that went into the washers. I think I'm gonna save them for the next wheel hub I do. I'll throw them in the bag, then I'll know those are my junk lug nuts. One thing I do want to mention, after you get the old bearing out, sand this surface wherever the new bearing is going to mount. And I don't know, you could either put anti-seize. I like to use this stuff called Sill Glide. Comes in a tube, or it comes in this container with the brush. And just goob some of that around where the mating surface, and then put some on your axle. Just so next time you have to do a bearing, it'll come right out. Like, you know, the other side, I don't remember if I did a bearing on this car. My buddy's had this car for 8 years maybe. So it's likely that that bearing on the other side was a, you know, Chinese POS. We're putting AutoZone bearings on today. But this one was crustier. So those are some tips for putting your wheel bearings back on. So one thing I like to do, go through and slather some anti-seize on the face of your wheel hub. I'm gonna actually just put a little on the axle nut, just a little bit, like right there. You don't want it backing off, but you want it to, you know, to come out. So I like to do that before I put my rotor back on. I'm gonna throw the rotor on first, and then since I got to do both sides, I don't know, I might put the car on the ground and just put the axle nut on by hand, pop the cap out of the wheels. That'll make it easier to put on. You want to torque them, I think you want to torque it to like 110 foot-pounds. At least on the GMs it's like that. I went ahead, everything's all put in. I don't know, the torque specs for those, I don't know. Maybe if I can find it, I'll flash them on the screen. I subscribe to the good and snug theory. And, you know, make sure when you take your caliper out, hang it. Don't let it dangle by the hose. You run the risk of rupturing the hose. Also, I don't have it around here. I got, let me see if I can find it. Little bottle of orange thread locker to use on your caliper. Here we go, right here. Your caliper bracket bolts. Put some of this on your, not the bolts that go from the caliper to the bracket, but the bracket to the knuckle. So the ones that go here, put orange thread locker on those. Wherever those bolts went to, I don't know. Oh, I got them way over here. These right here. You can kind of see a faint coating of it on here from the factory. That's what the factory uses. So there's some pointers. So now that the car is safely on the ground, I went and you saw me putting these lug nuts on with my impact gun. I put it on the lowest setting and I just had it, you know, just snug them. Because you don't want to over tighten these lug nuts. Get a torque wrench. On these GMs, it's 100 foot-pounds. So, see, I did not tighten these at all. Don't ever tighten these with your impact. So I'm gonna do 2 passes at 100 foot-pounds. If you have a truck, I think you want to do 120, if I'm not mistaken. Check your owner's manual. And I think the axle nut is gonna go to 110. I don't know, I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna try 100 right now. I'm set at 100. I need my extension. So that's 100. Go a little. I don't know if I want to do 110. Well, I'll try 110. Dial it up to 110. It's 110. Alright, we'll do 110 on the center. Alright. And then find your center cap after that. And then go do the other side. And there you go. Alright, so what did you all think of the JY Performance Wheel Bearing Hub Removal Tool? That's the official name. Let's get one more look at her here. I gotta say, man, pretty impressed with it. Like I said, I'm probably gonna stick with some old lug nuts. Oh yeah, it's the DAC 749. You know, you can fill in the blanks there, but I was gonna say, pretty solid tool. I am honestly impressed with it. So I'll drop the link below. My contact over there was telling me they sell it on their website, but they actually have it cheaper at Amazon. So that's the link they gave me, and that's the link I'll provide below. So, it's a pretty decent price after I scanned it. So that's my honest review. My honest thoughts of the Wheel Bearing Hub Removal Tool is the official name. I say give it a try. For the money, you can't beat it. If you liked it, make sure give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. You know what to do. And we'll talk to you later. We'll see you in the next video. Deuces.